can't say that here.
Why?
Mombasa was wild.
No, me I remember ilikuwa Mombasa. Nadhani ni the dinner.
But we didn't meet, like we never talked in Coast.
Yeah, but at least I knew you. I was like, such a bougie girl. Ningejua. Ningejua. Unajua vile wanasemanga?
Oh, for real?
Okay, so
let me remove this. Let me just simu yangu inaweza tuaibisha katikati ya set.
Umenini hata mimi niweke D&D. But hadi watu wa mic check wanapigiwa kwa simu katikati. Maisha yao inaendelea. It's life.
I enjoy wakipigia random person.
Si ndio? Inakuanga so fun. Tuko kwa pod.
But my mom is not on D&D. She'll just call.
It's okay.
Let me see.
Ni life. Okay, sawa. But tunaweza weka vibration.
Yeah, it's on vibration. Yikes.
We can start. Unaweza kusikia pressure na tulikuwa tunaendelea vizuri. Tunaendelea vizuri.
So when am I supposed to look there? Or just
Either. If you want to like talk to me, you talk to me. If you want to talk to them,
the camera.
You talk to the camera.
Okay.
All right. I hate the introduction. I feel like I never have a good introduction for this podcast, but it's a learning curve. Hi everybody, and welcome to season 2. Tutafika season 2. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the What the 20's podcast. If you're new here, which you probably are, because at sisi we are new here, karibu sana. This is a podcast meant primarily for people in their 20s, just for us to come and discuss literally what the 20's. Because huku ni kunoma, my guys, huku ni kunoma, and you know it. My name is MJ, and I'm the host of this podcast, and I welcome you to this beautiful episode, and I hope that we roll together. Today is an interesting conversation. We're going to have an interesting conversation, and I think it's something that really affects most of us in our 20s. This thing of your purpose, what are you doing in life? Have you figured it out? First of all, nobody has figured it out, but you know, it's a journey, right? And so today we're going to discuss that, how to settle on what to do. And the guest for today, oh my gosh! The guest for today is somebody I really, truly honor. I love her so much with all my heart. Nakonga nimekulomboto, my girl.
Wow.
Nimekulomboto. And thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, she is literally my sister. Tunakonga na so many similarities. What's this? Oh, I love you. Sorry. Kidogo, like my body and my mind is Gen Z, but my habits, kidogo not Gen Z.
Okay.
Sielewi a lot of things that happen here. Thank you. Her name is ANNJOY Gitonga, but we call her AJ, and I'm MJ. So you get it. You get it. Hi, AJ.
Hi, MJ.
How you feeling?
I'm actually nervous. This is not me, but sisters. Yeah,
we support each other.
What we have to do. Yeah.
But utanini, imagine it's a cool space.
Yeah,
it's a cool space.
It already feels comfortable. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
You and your team.
I have a team.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right, so
ni chai tu.
Nitakupea maji, kuna maji kwa tap. Ukisikia kiu unaenda unakunywa maji kwa tap, unakuja tunaendelea.
Okay.
So today's discussion is about, we're calling it the jack of all trades. And in my mind, you are such a perfect person to discuss it, because you have taken me through my jack of all trades moments, and you always have something to say. Mm-hmm. You yourself, you're a jack of all trades. So that's why we're having this conversation with you. And I'm sure to everybody who's listening, everybody in their 20s who's trying to figure out, so do I settle for one thing or do I do everything that I want to do? You have something to tell them.
Wow. The pressure is getting worse.
I know the pressure. The pressure is hard. Yeah. So we can start with, in the society today, everybody has, like, kuna kwanga na pressure ya to settle on something.
Yeah.
Like for me growing up, I was told you need to like pick something. First of all, the question of what do you want to do when you grow up?
Grow up, yeah.
So what did you want to do when you grew up?
Wow. Anyway, I feel like that question is always surprising when I answer, because I'm far from it. Mm-hmm. But growing up, I wanted to become a model.
Crazy.
Or an actress or a singer. And I have reasons why. Mm-hmm. So my auntie, I was very slender and I had long hair. Still do. I don't know about the slender part, but the hair is still long.
It's still long, yeah.
my auntie used to call me, come model, come son, come model. And it stuck in my head. And I was like, you know what? I'd actually be a model. I remember I can't remember the year, but Miss World came from Angola. And
Miss
in my
World
journal, yes, alikuwa African. In my journal, I was like, my dream has never been closer than before, because it's closer to home. It's in Angola. I know Angola is literally uko. But I was like, yeah, my dream is getting closer. So I really wanted to be a model, like a runway model and all those things. But hi guys, I'm a pharmacist.
But I feel like you still have modeled in some instances, because I've seen your photos. You're a pretty girl. Nimekuwa na nimekucheki sometimes, and I think bado iko somewhere.
Ink Plus Creatives.
What's up?
But they post me once a year, but I still do take photos for them. Yeah.
So
shout out to Steve, by the way.
Hi Steve. I know Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday I was watching a TED talk about that question, what do you want to do when you grow up? And first of all, that person was saying this something called 10,000 hour. You've seen it? Like general rule, if you want to become good in something, you have to practice it like 10,000 hours. Like you have to put in 10,000 hours for that.
What does that equate to in like days or
So that's
months?
like alikuwa nasema like 5 years. If you do something consistently for 5 years, you will become a master at it. And it's actually alikuwa quote from a book called The Outliers by Malcolm.
I'm of a different opinion. I think it's 3 years. My reasoning is crazy.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's 3 years, but it depends on like how often you do it.
Okay.
If you do it like sana 3 years is okay, but either way you need to put in 10,000 hours. So alikuwa nasema if you put in 10,000 hours in 5 years or 3 for your case, you can become like a pharmacist. And then if you put in another 10,000 hours, you can be like a model. If you put in another 10,000 hours, you can become a musician. So really that idea of what do you want to become when you grow up, in 5 years you can be it, and then in another 5 years you be something else. And people work. It makes sense. So alikuwa nasema there's really no problem in people doing different things, but the society imefanya ikaini kama you should settle on something.
Yeah. I think what I want to say about gosh, it's lost. It's lost.
It's coming. Nihizi lights.
It's lost. Yeah. I remember Kaim, cut out your place. It's so embarrassing.
Usijali. It's a flow too. So I remember last year in December, November. It's December. Yeah, it was December. So just a short story for you guys to let me put you all on game. So when I finished school last year, I got employed. I had a job.
Yeah.
And it was a good job. But then also I got into like another program for like leadership thing. And then so because of that program, around December, November last year, I had to travel outside the country.
Yeah.
And then when I was outside the country, nikapewa kazi that I needed to be in the country. So nashindwa, how do I tell these people? Na nilikuwa si mtu akiwa kazi unakuanga umepewa leave. Like it's not that nilikuwa nimetoroka. But now, because I was outside the country, it was very impossible for me to do that work here in Nairobi. Nikaingia kwa shida. And they're telling me like, you have to decide whether you want to work here or you want to travel. And they made it look like a really bad thing for me to have two things. And nakumbuka nikikupigia nilikuwa nalia niko like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, because I was really stressed. Like my job was on the line because of having something else. And my question the entire time was like, am I supposed to do this job only? Mi hadi nilikuwa naambia mamangu na karibu nichape because of that. Nilikuwa naambia mom, if they tell me to pick this job and like not do any other thing, I am picking my fellowship. Like I will walk out of this job regardless of how good it is. Have you ever been in a position where you feel like because you do, first of all, for context, you have a job?
Yeah, I do have
you have a business.
I do have a business.
What else do you do?
Unasoma? I'm doing my master's and I'm also in Bible school.
You're those are 4 things.
And then like the different capacity, I help in Dr. ABC.
Yeah, you help in Dr. ABC.
Also, in Plus Creatives, I'm also like
the model.
Operations. Not model is just like vibes, because I help do their operations.
So 6 things.
And then the places I serve in church, I'm in leadership in 3 capacities. So yeah.
That's crazy. You have like 10 things, literally 10 things going on.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like because you're here ingine inakuletea shida because you're like you had a situation like mine?
Absolutely. All the time.
All the time.
Like right now I was telling you I'm behind on my master's.
Yeah.
Like pacing myself.
So like how do you navigate that ukiwa na mashida za kujitakia? No, hata mimi nakuwa na mashida za kujitakia.
So I think I was having this thought in my mind, trying to understand, okay, does it mean like I have to focus on one thing and not do the other thing? Because first of all, like my business, my work, everything is not related.
Absolutely.
Except now my master's, because it's related to like what I'm doing. But everything else is like on its own league.
Yeah.
Food industry, media, like everything
Ministry,
is just ministry, everything is so
everywhere.
all over. So I'm going to just go back to the Bible because that's all I know.
It's all right. Woman of Zion.
Hallelujah. So I was thinking about it, and do I look at you or do I look at them?
Either way.
Either. Let me address you. So when I was thinking about it, I came across this video of one of my favorite preachers, and she was talking about the thing about purpose. Society has made us put it in one box, then it ends up losing its purpose.
Yeah.
And she was saying, if we're truly made in the image of God, then we need to reflect who exactly He is. So God, in His magnificence, He is God the Creator. Who's God to you?
God, my Father.
He's the Father.
The Prince of Peace.
Of Peace. To me, He's a provider. He's also a healer.
A protector.
I was dying this week. Nilikuwa mgonjwa, but anyway.
Alikuponya.
Aliniponya. God the healer. God the protector.
God the
judge. Like so many dimensions of God we get to experience, and we never experience them in the same way. That means God in His own nature, He's very multifaceted.
Yeah.
Like very multifaceted. So if I'm made in His image, I have the ability to be multifaceted.
Yeah, because He is.
Exactly. And that gave me peace, because this woman was saying, we really try to put ourselves in a box, yet our very own nature and our very own image is actually not one dimension. It's all these dimensions of God trying to manifest itself within us.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you can't have one thing and thrive in it.
You can.
You can. And kudos, good for you. And it doesn't mean also that you're not operating in the image of God, but also being all these things is actually living in the fullness of who God is really here on earth. I'll give an example. The parable of the talents, amazing. So it says that they were given like talents or gifts based on their own abilities. So one has 5, the other one has 2, the other one has 1. I tend to look at this talent, I know in that context was more monetary, but I feel like the fact that they use the word gifts could apply to many things. So there's MJ, the podcaster. MJ, the pharmacist, MJ, the friend, MJ, the sister, MJ, the daughter, and all those things. And in all those 5, this guy multiplies all the 5, meaning they're fruitful in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All of them.
All of them. And then after even multiplying the 5, akaongeza wengine akaambiwa, because you're doing well in this 5,
let me add
take
you
another one.
Yeah.
Meaning we have the ability to actually, in all these things that you're trying to do, maybe in my modeling.
Oh.
Steve. Anyway.
Multiply her modeling.
It's really dependent on him, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway. In modeling, in my master's, in work, in my business, like each and every dimension of my life has the ability to actually multiply and do well.
Yeah.
And the thing about this parable, towards the end, when the master is giving them these things, he says, occupy till I come. The thing about occupying a space, you just feel the entire place.
And you own it. So not occupy the corner. Kama tuki-occupy last year.
Exactly.
Tulienda.
Ndani. I hope we are safe.
We are safe. Our G tunasema nini?
Yeah, but like occupying a space means you fill the entire room and not just one corner. Is everything.
Yeah.
Some other versions say, do business till I come. So when I think about it, I'm just like, you know what? My 20s, it's really hard to figure out if I want to do business alone or figure out my career or do my master's or do all these things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do all.
Yeah.
And true to it, all of them are thriving.
Ooh,
by the way.
Sorry.
All of them are thriving, not because I have superpowers or anything. It's just the grace that God has given us to actually thrive in different capacities and different dimensions. And I think that's what I told you when
when I'm having my
guys,
meltdown.
ANNJOY.
I'm a professional spiraler.
Hey.
Yeah.
Naonanga tu, let me send you a voice note.
10 minutes.
It's about to go down.
But you see, I'm in the podcast business.
You started nini? Ulianza kitambo.
You're my first audience. Yay! Thank
Ulianza
you.
Ulianza kitambo.
So umesema mambo ya purpose and it not being one. Nikakumbuka yesterday I was listening to, let me tell you, hii topic I have researched. Nimekuwa hapa nikisikiza podcast. Sasa I was listening to Mel Robbins. You know Mel Robbins?
Yeah.
She has like a good podcast, but it's a serious podcast. But funny, I enjoy it. Me, I don't like serious podcasts. So alikuwa na interview, there's a guy called Jay Shetty. He also has
the Indian guy.
Yeah, the Indian guy.
Yeah.
He also has a podcast on his own. You know, he was a monk.
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah.
Who's a monk though?
Don't do that.
No, genuinely, like,
I think
is it like a father?
I don't know, but I think like priests were izo
The Indian.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Just like
tuseme tu
like a
ni
father.
kama pastor wetu.
Oh, sawa, ni kama Reverend George.
Yeah.
Sasa, Jay Shetty was saying, your purpose is your passion, but in service of others. Correct. I had never seen it like that. Then in my head, I'm so worried, like, oh my God, am I living in my purpose? Which also I've sent you a podcast about living in like your purpose. Because I know it's very important for us to live in our purpose, to find our purpose, and then to live in obedience to that purpose. So he was saying, because purpose is passion in service of others, most people don't have one passion. Yeah. Like you can't say, I love reading. Even ukiulizwa your hobbies, you've never been asked your hobby with a Y. Inakwanga hobbies with a IES. Because it's really one hobby. Yeah. You will say, I like sleeping, I like singing, I like writing. Like it's a list of things. So now when it comes to a purpose, it's very unfortunate or it's very unfair if you tell people, you see, kwa your list of hobbies, pick one. Pick one. That's very unfair.
Yeah. I mean, there's beauty in finding something and thriving in it alone, but it doesn't negate the ability to thrive in also many dimensions. Because I get to think about it, like, does it mean if I am, like, I can't be a good friend to you because that's not, because there's beauty, like there's purpose in friendship, in motherhood, in all these things. In all those dimensions, you're actually living in purpose. So correct. We can't really put it in one dimension, and people tend to make purpose look like this.
The work you do,
like career-wise or all these things. I feel like it goes beyond that. It really goes beyond that. But the thing I've come to notice, at least for my life, and all these things I do, like at the core of it, they're driven by almost kitu moja. Not entirely one thing, but if you search deep and wide and go to the root, unapata, by the way, it's probably just one way, like one thing that pulls you, but you express it in different ways.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I'm trying to like fit that in me as NJ, like as the leader, as the podcaster, is what else? Is those are the things I do. Me, I feel like at my core ni kuongea tu. Mi bora naongea.
But why are you talking?
Why am I talking?
Yeah.
Oh, to help people and to inspire people.
That's the core of it. Whether you're a leader, whether you're talking in this podcast.
I have found my purpose. Yes. I have found my purpose.
Whatever you're doing, look at it in the very many ways you're doing it. When you look at it at the core of it, it's probably to inspire people or to just help people. Yeah. So you might express it in so many different ways. And really, because they're tied to one why, it makes it easy to actually thrive in all those expressions of it.
Speaking of whys, kuna kitu may come to my mind right now. I think I was listening to Vusi, like you are, and then alikuwa anasema the why will be constant, but the what will be different.
Exactly.
In the part you do that. Sema Thanks. So for me, now that you've put into context, my why is to inspire people to be the best versions of themselves. Yep. So the what will be different. I can have this podcast. I can have the mentorship program for girls.
You can have an outreach program.
I can
which you're actually
which I'm already doing
through Dr. ABC.
Yeah.
Do they know that you have a book club?
Yo guys, story for another day. But yeah, I do run.
It's like a
mini foundation.
Inspiration of actually my earrings and my pants.
Thank you.
Trying to support you through my outfit.
Thank you. You are a supporter. Yeah. So I like that. Si kwa hii nimefikiria hivyo. So all this time, nimekuwa nikitafuta my purpose and I'm actually living in it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Do you want me to tell people what you were telling me in that voice note that you're spiraling?
Yeah, you can, because I also don't remember. Because I've anime spiral quite a bit.
No, in regards to purpose.
The purpose. I also don't remember.
You kept on saying you feel like you know your purpose is to talk, but you're not doing it. And I was just like, sometimes we have this pressure to get to a certain, that societal pressure of saying, okay, let me get to this place, then nitakuwa sasa nimefanya my purpose. But now I hope it gives you peace to know that you're actually living in your purpose and actually doing it, and you're thriving at it. I mean, so many people are inspired. I think about, maybe you'll talk about it, but even the girls you're impacting through Dr. ABC, I don't know, 10 years from now, they'll be like, kama MJ hangetuleta hiyo kitabu,
kingeumana. For sure. I've actually, mbona hujaniambia hivyo? Ulikuwa unangoja kuja kwa podcast?
Imagine nimekuja sahi, Holy Spirit.
I see that. What's up?
Nimekuja sahi, because I was thinking about everything I do, and it's tied so much to just healing people, whether it's my work, whether it's my business, and it heals in different ways, whether it's bringing joy, it's bringing peace, it's bringing all those things. Like when I think about the core of everything that I do, it's actually tied to just healing.
Yeah. And speaking of like inspiration, now that I feel like I know my purpose, I see it now. Like now, oops, this was an instance. I saw it tick. So when I was the president, for context, nimekuwa president, msinione hapa. We usually have. So we usually have pharmacy students in Kenya. We usually have like a national association, and it has 9 schools. So all 9 universities in Kenya that offer pharmacy, we have like one club, let's say. So there's a time, 2022, 2023, I was the president of that club. And I remember I was having a conversation with somebody who has been in that leadership before, and he was asking me, first of all, this guy is a critic. Like, nikimwongelesha, those people that are just like, what are you doing with your life? Can you tell me, like,
do better,
right? So he was asking me, what's the most successful thing I have done as a president? And sort of like you come up, those lists like that you write. And it's like, we formed this MOU, we did this, we formed alliances with these different countries because we came, let me not say but together in my time as a leader, I brought the East African Association together. We did so many big things, but the one that really, like the one that went to my heart was when girls across the different farm schools would come and tell me, MJ, because I saw you were president, I vied for a position in my uni.
See?
I was like, that's the most, hizo zingine hazikunibamba. Hizo za sijui, we signed what, we organized, hizo hazikunibamba. But somebody just coming and say, MJ, because I saw you in leadership, I took up a leadership role, blessed me.
Like when we were launching my business, so as we were leaving, so Ruth was telling me, hi Ruth.
Ruth is the one with the good hair. I know Ruth.
Ruth with the good hair. So she was telling me when she left downstairs, she met a guy who was like, oh, please give me food. And then Ruth was like, I don't have food, but I have this. So when Alimpea in her heart,
your products.
So when Alimpea in her heart, she was like, I really hope this heals that person. The day Ruth told me that, I cried and I was like, this is why we get to do what we do, because it goes beyond, it's really beyond me. Like there's no monetary, we pray that we get money in it. But even if, I don't know where we were and we were asked, I think it was Intel Group, we were asked, if money was not a factor, what would you do? And for me, it was the same things I'm doing because it goes beyond the monetary aspect. Like if I'm put out here and we are in a place where, just to inspire lives to heal from the different things that they're going through, I'll do it for free, like genuinely. And I know if you're told, go and speak to women in Wajir, you're running, like it goes beyond the monetary value. And I think also that's a thing to consider. Like when you're thinking about this big wow factor of purpose, what is it that, like the root of it, that even without the monetary factor, you'd still go for it, because then it gives you that fulfillment and makes you feel nice. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm really like, nilikuja hapa for vibes, but I genuinely I'm loving it. Have you ever considered therapy? Like unaweza kuwa such a good therapist.
I wanted to do psychology. So now in Bible school, we're doing a unit of counseling. Kai MJ, Kai.
Ningumu.
Singumu, it's intense. Like our teacher was giving us an example where someone has raped someone and you're supposed to be their safe space, and they're coming to tell you, oh, I raped this person, and maybe you're counseling that person
and also the victim.
And I was thinking about it and I'm like, do you know that I wanted to do mental health pharmacy? Have
Yeah,
I told
there's
you
a time.
that
So you have like a mental.
Yeah, there's
health.
a time I wanted to do mental health pharmacy, but then I was so discouraged by the system. Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway, we chose to do non-traditional ways of pharmacy, but we're still bringing healing because what I'm doing is about access
to
healthcare, and it's still a way of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if maybe just someone to yap and not really therapy. I feel like the context of therapy makes it intense. Yeah.
But I'm loving it. Like nasikia my heart. I don't think you like nasikia my heart is, and I'm not saying this like for the video or for the camera. That's what sisters do. But like nasikia, my heart is so.
You're liberated.
Yeah, I'm liberated and I'm so happy. That. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Like even if I was telling Wangari when she was here the other time, even if this doesn't make like 10,000, 50 million views, me, I'm happy we're having this conversation because nasikia myself and my heart, because hii mambo ya purpose, imenisumbua for a minute.
Yeah.
Imenisumbua for a minute.
I just want to add something. I feel like there are instances where God actually calls you out and tells you, MJ, I have, like Jeremiah, I have called you as a prophet to the nations. And Jeremiah gets to do that. There are those instances, and there are so many. But also, I pray that we find freedom in knowing that we don't have to be tied in one expression of who we are called to.
Yeah. So now imeenda kwa purpose more, ikaacha kuwa jack of all trades. Let's circle back to jack of all trades. When we were prepping for this conversation, you were telling me, and this is the first time I had it, generally I never knew that before, that jack of all trades is a master of none. I thought that's the end of that saying. And for a very long time, I have not wanted, like nimekuwa nikisikia very guilty of being a jack of all trades. Because me, one thing about me, I am a jack of all trades for sure.
Yep.
Like nobody expects me. At this point, like if you know me, I don't think you expect me to be one thing.
Yeah.
But that's not the end of that saying. What's the end of that saying?
A jack of all trades is a master of none, but better than a master of one.
Crazy.
That's what the saying says.
That's what the saying says.
Hata ile saying blood is thicker than water. It's a scam.
Blood is thicker than water. Iyo moja inakwanga like if you want to say family,
like family is stronger. It says the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
So you inamaanisha like your
blood of the covenant, we are friends, is thicker than the water of the womb. Siblings, like family, we're born in one womb.
When you ask we are blood of the covenant, like no, I get
blood of the covenant ni like people who decide, okay, let's do this together. It's not necessarily like
I thought it's like blood of Jesus. That's the covenant.
It's also thicker than the water of the womb.
So like
because family can do you dirty.
Absolutely. So it's
it's more of us making a covenant to do life together. Is actually more heavier than someone just because you're siblings or come from the same family. And please let's read all
the whole thing. Yeah. So what's if you're a jack of all trades, and remember it's you might not be a master of one, but you're still better than a master of one.
Oh yeah,
you might be a master of none, but better than a master of one.
Yeah.
So you get like more skills. I'm thinking you get more skills. Yeah. So back to the podcast that I was listening to, that Jay Shetty, he said he was a monk. Before he got into monk, he was doing like commercial things, and then now he's a podcaster. He's an author. He has done so many things, but somehow, because he has been in different fields, he has like different skill sets that still work till today. So let's say if he had not if he had not become a monk, because I think because of a monk, he has like compassion and those spiritual things. Because he was a commercial person, he knows about the business thing. So he knows like small things about everything. Compared to kama angekuwa just a commercial person, there's all the skills that angekuwa may miss out on.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
My take on that is, and I told you when you're telling me how you're feeling frustrated because you're doing nothing, and I told you every skill that you're acquiring now is going to be relevant somewhere.
Yeah.
When you get to live your purpose, and I put that in quotes. Yeah. The thing about at least for my life, the things I've noticed, especially currently in my workplace, the skills I have gained in serving in church, because I serve as admin, it's made me be so organized.
And you are so organized.
Like, Evie, I need to know iko hapa. So my project management skills are on top of the roof and everything. So now when I get to work, as much as I'm dealing with this, I'm able to bring a different, like my work is easier because I have organizational skills, I have people relational skills because again being a cell group host
Mambo ni mengi. And you're an introvert, so there's that.
Yeah, so it made me now become more people, at least I can hold a conversation with you, and all those things. So I get to see how the different skills that I have learned in the different places I'm serving, I'm serving people and in charge and also work-wise has given me the ability to actually thrive in other spaces. So when I go to work, I have the ability to talk well to people, to organize people, to bring in now my pharmacy knowledge and all these things. And I thrive in it compared to if I didn't have those organizational skills, those people management skills and all those things. Then now it makes sense why I'm better than a master of one. Because you see, like these smart people, they're boring.
That's why I don't identify as a smart people. Personally, don't ever say I'm a smart person. No, gopa.
They're not boring. They're just ones that
less interesting.
Focused in one
they're less
thing.
Interesting.
And that's why people say, oh, you need to be street smart more than book smart. Because book smart is just being a master of one. But they're book smart and street smart. Hi, MJ.
Hi.
Yeah. You
think I'm a street smart person?
Yeah. I think so. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
No, you're doing well.
Thanks.
This is the street.
What is street? Oh, this is the street.
You're in it.
Okay.
Deep. I think street smart is just being able to navigate outside books, being able to navigate outside books.
Correct.
So it makes you thrive more and survive more in this world of ours. Thrive, not survive.
Thrive.
Yeah, because book smart, what happens to majority of book smart entrepreneurs is that we are so focused.
Not book smart. I mean, you're book smart, but you're also street smart. You're also street smart. You're not just book smart.
My life overachieving.
You're street smart.
Yeah, like it makes you thrive more. Book smart people tend to not have social skills, not be able to do a lot of things, which gives them a lower hand in the job market with relationships, with people and everything. So it becomes yucky.
Yeah.
But then there's beauty in being an expert on something.
Yeah.
Like there's beauty. Like today morning I was reading the book of Daniel and I was saying how every king that came, they're being told, oh, there's this guy called Daniel. He's versed in interpreting dreams. So your expertise, like being a master of one, is also very, very good.
Very good.
Because then you have longevity in it. Like when we think about maybe a guy now, there's that one who comes to mind because we know and you're owned say kwai field or something. So there's beauty in having that. But I think also there's beauty in, as you do many things, try to master them to the best of their ability so that you're also like you have longevity in all of them as well. Yeah.
Apparently, so I was when I was researching for this episode, imagine, apparently...
I sound serious.
But it's okay. Like me, I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun.
Yeah.
Aristotle alifanya nini?
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, niliona so many names, but enye nakumbuka ni the person who drew Mona Lisa. Anaitwa? Da Vinci? Is it? Yeah. He didn't invent because the inventor of aeroplanes was apparently twin brothers.
Yeah.
But before the twin brothers came, he had done alikuwa amejaribu kujenga ndege. Like the Mona Lisa painting was just another thing, but he had like 10 other things he had done before he painted. So even if you are known for one, and I feel like let's talk about Daniel. Daniel was known, yes, as the person who interprets dreams, but he was also a prophet. He was not the only thing.
But he had so many things. He was knowledgeable. He was excellent. He was a king.
In everything.
Like alikuwa master.
Yeah, even David, I was thinking about David. David was a warrior. He was a king. He was a musician. He was a shepherd. Mom, let me tell you, Mr. Iskia Vibaya for being a jack of all trades. But here's the problem about being doing everything. There's something I've come to know. This is called the illusion of choice. So kuna kuanga na watu wako let's become, explore everything that you want to explore. And then there are people who say there's an illusion of choice. So especially for us in our 20s, we feel like we have time to jump around and, oh my God, I want to try this. I try, it fails, it's okay, I can still try something else. So every 2-3 years, you're jumping from, transitioning from this to this to this. So unafika it's late, but really, is it late? I don't know, but unapata time imesonga but you have nothing
You
to
have
show.
nothing to show. Can we break down the illusion of choice? At least from my understanding, when you have many options, when you eventually choose one, you're left with the thought of what if I did the other one.
For
That's
sure.
how the illusion of choice gets to play. Because then you
That's the illusion of choice.
Yeah, it
I
is.
thought the illusion of choice, it means you think you have like a lot of things to choose
Exactly. You think you have a lot of things to choose from. You slow down in making a decision. And then eventually you're left with this one choice, maybe because you don't have an option. Let me use, no.
from. You can use an example.
I wanted to say relationships.
Oh, you settled for one and then I realized,
Oops.
Okay.
Should have gone for the other one.
Okay, let's just use careers for safety.
So let me do this. Okay, so I have like my business and my work and maybe my masters, and then I say, okay, I have time to do all of them. No, wait, I have time to do all of them, and then I decide, you know what, I'm gonna focus on my business right now and put aside
Every other thing.
So I'm working on my business, it's growing, probably thriving or not. And then it gets to a point maybe when my business is not working out, I start thinking, ningeendela tu na ile job.
Yeah.
So you become sad in the decision that you've made because it's not working in the moment. You start feeling like I should have picked the other options.
Yeah.
But the thing about being a jack of all trades, actually in our context, I feel like it's not that you're picking one, you're doing all. So there's no
What if?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I'm still doing my master's, I'm still doing my business, I'm still working. Whichever thrives will run with it.
Okay. Because I was thinking, so I was having a conversation with another, let's call them a professional. So them, they're working, let's say whatever they studied for in campus. And they were telling me one of their classmates in the same profession decided that, you know what, me, I don't want to do this 9 to 5 thing. I'm not made to be a corporate girl, nini. So they decided to be like an influencer. And I feel like that's so me because not that I'm quitting pharmacy, but niko hapa naongea kwa camera, you know. So like I'm not following the traditional 9 to 5. So my friend was telling me their classmates in whatever profession they were working, imefika point they're like getting into their 30s and their classmate is like, oops, I think I messed up because they thought like this influencing whatever is gonna be their bread and butter, but it's not. So now they're in their 30s, they're like, I messed up. I should have stuck to my 9 to 5, and that's a legit fear I have. Like, I'm not quitting pharmacy, but what if I'm like wasting time exploring all these things that I want to do?
But are you really exploring? Because when I think about it, I think you're doing everything. You're doing your pharmacy. Please, post out on the internship. Please
post medical interns.
Yeah. Post medical interns. So you're doing your pharmacy. You're doing this podcasting thing. You're doing Dr. ABC. You're actually not putting aside anything. So that doesn't mean that like unafanya zote. So uko na ability ya kuthrive. Because hakuna yenye umeachilia. I think the question would be, so how do we balance to ensure that one doesn't usiachilie moja uweze kuzifanya zote because tumeshasema uko na ability ya multiply the 5 multiply the 5 naongezewa so maybe even more is gonna come. You're about to be a mom.
For real though.
Like more
I get married. I'm not expectant.
So
I am about to become a mom.
So I think that illusion of choice comes when you make the choice.
Okay.
But are you making
the
choice?
So just don't make the choice.
Kaya, ina sound bad advice.
Ina sound bad advice, yeah.
But I think like do proper, like make a choice prayerfully and skillfully so that even when you get to that place where you think, what if, you rest in the fact that I made this choice prayerfully and skillfully and itajipa at some point. Hey.
I love that.
Yeah. I think just don't make a choice blindly. Because like now to say, you know what, podcasting naka kujipa, TMI are thriving, nani are thriving, to say, you know what,
Pharmacy,
adios. It was nice.
I don't do that. I won't do that.
And maybe maybe this is not what's gonna thrive for you. Maybe what's gonna thrive for you is Dr. ABC, like you see. So when you make the choice prayerfully, I think God will give you insight and wisdom and show you how the future is gonna look like, and then you're able to make the decision. So I think you can make a choice, but make it prayerfully and skillfully. Yeah, don't do a SWOT analysis. I mean, it's gonna work, but it's based on this economy, this time, and all these things. So what will help you see beyond, it's actually God.
Yeah.
Na tulisema tutaongea mambo ya Mungu hapa. Ona.
But I told you you cannot separate yourself from God and joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think making the choice prayerfully and skillfully.
I think that has been a good discussion. On a time kidogo imetuchenga. I'm working on a budget. I'm in my 20s.
MJ. MJ's lifestyle na pesa iko kwa mkono yake.
As much.
But I'm so proud of her.
Thank you.
Really, genuinely. I didn't even say this, but I'm proud of you for starting this and investing in it monetarily, even if you
because the money is. Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
You may enjoy the conversation. I hope you who is watching it, you have enjoyed it. I hope it gives you a bit of clarity when it comes to purpose, when it comes to, being a jack of all trades and feeling like you have to settle for something.
Yeah.
ANNJOY, would you come again if I invited you?
Absolutely.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
I have. I
right?
know I was so anxious, but I have.
But there's no need for anxiety.
Yeah.
It's a cool space.
Unless when I need to get in, that's the thing.
Oh, mnamtaka tena, but if you want her, no, they want you.
If they don't,
they cannot nini. They cannot always kukata.
Yeah.
They always kukata. So if you want ANNJOY again, please tell us. She is willing to come back and we're willing to host her again.
Yeah,
thank you for this conversation.
Thank you.
And we hope that you have learned something. And see you in the next episode. Please subscribe. Please. I can't believe I'm doing this. No, acha nikwambie. Nikifika kwa YouTube videos wanaanza kusema like, subscribe, niko like, oh please.
Yeah.
I know I'm that person. So please subscribe, please like, please
share.
Yeah, do all those things that people do on social media.
Thank you.
And see you on the next episode.
Go pursue your dreams.
Go pursue your dreams.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid of being a jack of all trades.
Bye.
Bye. Imekuwa a better end than last time.
Last time